Doing Time with Deputy Mike.
Hi, welcome back to Doing Time. I am Deputy Mike, along with my co-host and partner.
I'm Hayden.
And this is Doing Time. Today we have Brooke and Cheeto with us.
Hi.
How you doing?
Interrogation time.
So, Brooke. So, you like to play sports, you draw, you've been playing softball for 10 years.
Yeah, just about.
So, go ahead, tell us about your sports and your drawings.
Oh, well, I am in softball. I'm in track and marching band. I play shortstop and softball. It's my favorite spot on the field. I also draw. I have this picture of a koi fish that I drew, and I'm honestly really proud of it, so.
I wish you had brought that picture and we could, flashed it. Here it is.
What about you, Cheeto? What do you like to do?
Honestly, don't really have that much free time anymore. But when I do, I pretty much just go out for karaoke, sing, either that or just pretty much just play video games. I play a bunch of sports as well, so there's all that.
Yeah, catch Cheeto at the Crossroads place. That's what it's called? Crossroads?
Yeah, it's Crossroads in Southington.
Yeah.
He's a very good singer.
It's a little restaurant.
Is that that one? Is that on
It's off of 422.
2 and 3? Is that 305?
Yeah, off of 305 and 422.
Okay. All right. I was always wondering how good their food is there.
It's actually, believe it or not, it's actually pretty good.
Oh, yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Well, the place gets packed. I've seen it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
During my
Going up for karaoke, there's it's a good half-hour wait just to be up next.
I got to hear one of Cheetah's songs, and I must say, he's very amazing at singing.
Thank you.
I was blown away by it.
He is very, very talented.
So you play football?
Yeah, I played football for 4 years, but I didn't get a senior year because only 4 of us ended up coming out. So that was pretty unfortunate. I also did bowling. I did that for 4 years. Actually, became my school's first ever 4-year letterman. So that was pretty exciting. On top of that, got to make some pretty big bonds with it. Actually, one kid that is on my bowling team, he's actually coming into multimedia, and he actually might be, for the juniors, he might actually be taking over the podcast I was talking about. He says, I'd love to.
That's pretty
so,
cool.
Who knows? He might.
So is he next year's juniors or this
yeah, he's
year's?
next year's
Okay,
juniors.
I was gonna say.
And then I was playing baseball and played last year. I actually quit last night because there's just so much going on with my schedule. I can't switch it. There's an opportunity that I just got I can't pass up, and on top of that, I just need the money. I can't afford to not work and play baseball. I mean, I love baseball, don't get me wrong, but just not enough time for me. Yeah. I wish.
Speaking of, though, making money, you had some very exciting news.
Yeah, I recently just got an offer to work at WFMJ as a cameraman and editor, working on the weekends. So that's going to be very exciting to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Brooke, now what are your future plans when you move on?
I'm really into photography and would like to start my own business someday, but I think I'm going to start out trying to get an internship at some photography company. I don't know where yet. Either that or if the chance opens up for a broadcast thing.
You always got the opportunity to shadow people. I mean,
yeah, then I would definitely take it.
That's pretty cool. So my cousin actually has her own photography company, and she did my oldest son's senior photos, and they were phenomenal, I must say. I've seen some of her work, and there's a lot to it. I like taking pictures of everything.
Yeah.
I'd like to get into it, but I have no clue about it. But and you also play the flute.
Yes.
And you hang out with your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Who's sitting next to you.
Yeah.
oh boy.
Now, basically, though, for you, Cheeto, gosh, I mean, you're out of high school and at WFFJ. That's actually pretty huge.
That's a big deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was pretty excited when I heard the opportunity. I was like, wow, that's all I've really ever wanted, to be honest. That's what I want to go for after this.
Maybe you'll get lucky and you'll be on the news.
Who knows? That's what I'm hoping for. That's my goal.
And they'll turn the camera the wrong way, and there you are.
How you guys doing? This is me.
That's funny. That's funny.
The booking.
All right, so both of you, I know that both of you run TCTC time for the
Yeah.
school. You're both like bit high up there on the the chain of command.
Yeah.
So tell me more about that.
Well, I'm an executive producer and she's a director. Pretty much all I do is like I plan out the segments. I decide what goes on and what doesn't.
Okay.
It's a pretty fun overall experience. I get all the people you get to bond with in the midst of it. You get to have it's basically you just get to have fun doing what you're doing. You might not want to do this after high school like I do, but like you still have fun doing what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
And
I think it's a
especially,
pretty
I mean,
cool
it's still,
experience.
you still get an experience that you wouldn't get at a normal high school. And
Yeah.
then at the same time, a lot of the time, even if it's something that you don't want to do, if you like,
it's
let's say,
definitely a nice skill
And
to
on
have.
top of that, like
Yeah, it's like-
we get the opportunity to go in like different labs, and we get to like see what
Interact.
different labs.
I think out of
do.
all the programs, we probably cover the most ground.
Yeah,
in the
like, it's
school
literally in the
for
name,
our actual
interactive.
program. Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah, it's
I've
a pretty
been to
cool
just about
experience.
every program with
Yeah.
with our class.
I don't even think there's. I think the only program I might not have actually been inside of yet is like visual design. I think that's like one of the only ones I
Yeah, I
haven't
haven't
like
been
seen
to-
for myself.
I think visual design, the new one, education family services,
Yeah.
and then maybe like culinary and biotech are the only ones I haven't been to.
Actually, no, I take that back. Yeah, actually, biotech was the only one I haven't been in. I don't know much about bio. Who knows? Maybe that'll be a future program insider. We do biotech because that's just something I don't really know much about.
Didn't we have
honestly.
someone up here from biotech the one time?
Yes.
I think we did.
Yes.
We need to ask the next person what it's about because I can't remember what they said. But
It's
very
I think
confusing.
I just
yeah,
know. I just know a lot of it has to do with chemistry from what I've seen, but I mean, there's probably a
Alright.
lot more into it that you just never
yeah,
know.
I mean, of course there is, or else they wouldn't make it a program.
Oh yeah.
Then it would just be a chemistry class.
You know what's funny? You guys have seen the new Spider-Man, so
I actually haven't.
you have not.
I
actually
haven't
haven't.
seen the
Well,
newest movie either.
In it, they have a couple of their students and they're doing like a TCTC time kind of thing, but of course, I mean they're acting, but they're like real stiff, and I do imagine like other programs like that, and it was funny when I first saw them because it made me think of you guys. I'm like, well, our guys like are way better than this, and they're so natural, and they're not sitting there stiff, but
yeah, it's
I
probably
mean,
for the acting.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean it was, but truthfully, if I have seen like some other like programs out there and the kids are talking and they are like stuff like that, and you guys are more. I mean, you're flowing, you're natural,
Yeah.
you're not all like.
You definitely get a feel for it.
I
Yeah.
just try not to get too nervous in it because I always preach this: the nerves are going to kill you. The nerves are what's going to get the worst of you. You be nervous, then it's already over.
I think that's one of the valuable things about the multimedia program
Yeah.
itself is that we build like a bond as like a giant group of people.
yeah.
Like, I mean, there's always somebody to help you with something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you interviewed me, I was nervous. I was like, man, I don't know. And then he's trying to think, I don't want to mess this up.
Mike's making
Yeah.
money moves. First he was on TCTC time, now he's got his
And he's
own
gonna be on
podcast.
TCTC time again, our next senior episode, because we're actually gonna be promoting the podcast for it. So
Do we get any spoilers, or is that all you can tell us?
that's all I'm gonna
That's
say
all.
for right now.
It's under
I
lock
just,
and key.
Just know that the last episode that we have planned for either he hasn't really updated the schedule yet, so it could either be May or it could be in April. Big episode planned.
Last
a lot of
senior
stuff.
episode,
a lot
we're
of stuff.
doing-
Not spoiling anything yet, but there's a lot of stuff.
We're doing a really fun Bobby's Road Trip
Oh, yeah.
segment.
It's gonna be pretty
so-
fun.
What is Bobby's road trip? Because I don't know.
Do you want to go
I
ahead
feel
and
like a lot of
explain?
people are confused about that.
So there was a former student. His name was, what was his name?
Bobby Carr, yeah.
His name was Bobby Carr, and he started the series Bobby's Road Trip, where he kind of just went around and interviewed people from different like restaurants or
It was
different
like his own
places.
little
and
pet project, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Like it wasn't even
Yeah.
really a school thing. It was just his
it was
idea.
kind of more like him reviewing things.
Yeah,
It was
like he
pretty cool.
went to Dave Grohl Alley. He went to Cockeyes Barbecue.
He went to End of the Commons General Store.
Yeah,
I love End of the Commons. That place is great.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
It really is good. I like it.
That's Deputy DeLuca's favorite place when we're working the road. Hey, let's go eat lunch there. I
Their
told,
food-
I
their
told
food
on
is
you,
so
Ray.
Their food is so good.
No, it is. So when we
Absolutely.
do work the road, we like to head up that way
Yeah.
to eat.
Yeah.
So, as a
basi-
cop, I have a question.
Yeah.
Like for you, do you actually get like that much free stuff, like in drive-throughs and stuff? Because
No.
I always hear all the time people saying, "Oh, there's a cop behind me. Let me pay for his order."
you know that happens, and that does happen. You get up there and you go get your stuff, and someone's paid for it. But what I'll do if someone's paid for mine, I'll buy. If it's not $100, like the car
Yeah.
behind me,
Yeah,
I'll buy theirs.
that's really nice.
So
It's a thing that a lot of people do. You can just pay it forward, and then I mean,
Yeah.
like the entire line could end up getting paid for,
Yeah.
and you won't even know because you already left.
I have honestly never paid for another person's food, but that's also
No.
because I never have money myself. So
Yeah.
See, like over here in Duncan, like, I'll try to pay for it, and they'll be like, "Oh, well, we put it in the police thing or whatever." So most of the time, I buy whoever's behind me, and if theirs is too expensive, I go, like, "Oh, it's a $20 thing." Well, what's the car behind them? So
Yeah.
eventually, I'll buy somebody's before I roll out, but. And it's a nice thing because they'll get up there and say, "Hey, the police officer bought your coffee or your donut or whatnot."
Aw, that's so nice.
And my boyfriend works at a Dunkin', so I get free donuts all the time. It's nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, because I mean, I worked in a cafe for a short period in Newton Falls before they ended up closing down, and they actually, I don't know if it's FDA or just like a local thing, but you can't retail cake donuts for more than one day on a shelf. Like
where at?
Oh, really?
I worked at Redcon in Newton Falls.
They
yeah, they
closed?
closed very fast. Like they couldn't stay open. They weren't getting enough
I was gonna
business.
say, I was like, I've never heard of Redcon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
I
a
never
new
have
place.
either.
It was
an-
only open for like a couple months.
No, that's probably why I never heard of it.
Yeah, but there's a new place in their place called B Squared Coffee. They're not bad. But what I was saying was,
Well, I've never heard of that one either.
you can only retail cake donuts for 24 hours. So a lot of coffee shops will end up with donuts that they just can't sell. So like
Yeah.
if you go to Dunkin' at like 11 p.m., then you can get a dozen donuts for like the price of 3 or something like that. But I got
Yeah.
sent home with 2 dozen donuts for free once when I worked at Redcon.
That sounds like heaven.
Love free donuts.
That
Well,
sounds like
it's
heaven.
funny that you said it because, like, we work here like extra detail at night.
Mm-hmm.
So like on my night, like I'll run over to Dunkin's. My thing now is since COVID, coffee don't taste good, so I get a hot chocolate.
That happened to my mom too. She lost her taste for coffee for a while after she got COVID.
But I was in line there the other day. And there's like, they apparently missed their dumpster because there was like all these donuts that they had thrown away, and they were like all scattered on the ground around the dumpster. Like, somebody's missed, but it was amazing. Like all the donuts that were just
Yeah.
tossed.
And it's not really like they have any choice because they'll get like cited or whatever for it because it's a food regulation. It's not just a personal choice.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Right here, you heard it. Doing time with donuts. Donuts and cops, folks. Donuts and cops.
Oh, they're keeping that stereotype alive now.
Such a big stereotype,
Yeah,
man.
It is. I hate that stereotype. I mean, who doesn't like donuts? I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
I don't know anybody that doesn't.
So more about today's topic,
Yes.
with you guys with TCTC time. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. How do I want to word this? Like, are there any specific comments that you would want to make about like what it's like to do TCTC time?
It's definitely
to think.
really stressful at
Yeah,
times.
because I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
it can be really stressful.
the only reason that I don't have to work on it as a multimedia senior is because I run the Deputy Mike podcast. But I know that that's like,
Yeah.
aside from the other projects that we do in here, that is your guys' main focus. Everybody does some form
It's
of
more
TCTC
it's more
time.
stressful because like there's going to be last minute things that like
Yeah.
either administrators want on, and I mean, at most times it can be stressful. I mean,
And you guys got to
I
run up
mean,
here real early in the morning.
as of now,
which I mean, I get it's important, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I have to like scramble to do this real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, we still manage to do it.
Yeah.
as of
and-
right now, we're kind of going through some sort of block where we can't think of any segments to
Yeah,
do. So
like
we're
right,
trying to come
like
up
now
with
now
stuff.
would be that like there's gonna be some episodes and like there's gonna be times like especially this is the time where like I'm actually happy administrators come on. Like I mean, I'm like.
Yeah.
You're always open to it. I mean, you're always open to administrators coming on because it's always going to be something important and it applies to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's times I'm like more extra happy because of the fact like, oh, there's more time we need filled.
Have you guys ever
So.
considered making like a recommendation box or something like that?
Well,
I know we've thought about
we've
it, like,
tried with stuff
briefly.
like I know. I think the only reason that we really haven't is because like there's not a lot of people that's I guess interactive with it. Like we have the new segment that we just created, Talented Thursdays, and you know we're still hoping for people to try and come on. We haven't seen very many or any responses at all, so we're hoping people come on and
That's the hardest thing around.
yeah.
here.
And same with connected
Yeah.
students. Like at the beginning of the year, people were filling that thing, but recently we just haven't seen anybody. I just did it for myself because it was like I at least wanted one of my sports on, and I know later in the year she wants her track on. So
I also think that there's a level of low engagement caused by the rowdiness of some homerooms. Because I know that my homeroom can get a little loud sometimes, so sometimes it's
Yeah.
hard to hear.
yeah, and
But-
It's some homerooms have trouble paying attention. Like some of the
Yeah.
students have trouble
and some of
sitting
the
through it.
homerooms that I'm aware of, and it's kind of disappointing that like they don't really play TCTC time,
Yeah.
which is kind of disappointing. But
Well, you know what I've learned.
We just really encourage everybody
Yeah.
to get on and tune in because it's
learned-
actually really fun.
Yeah, I learned like, you know, I was utilizing the TVs for my the game night with
Yeah.
deputies, and then I was going to you guys and with different kids, and oh, we don't watch the TVs. It's like, how do you not watch the TVs? They're all around you, telling you stuff.
I look at them when I'm in the lunch line and stuff.
Yeah,
I
so
look at-
I'll look at them if like sometimes if it's just like stuff that's actually like kind of important.
Not too much goes on at Newton Falls, so I
No.
don't really need to see much of what's on there, but I look at it
Yeah.
every now
but
and
yeah,
then.
but
I guess a
you
lot
know,
of it just
here,
applies to homeschools, I guess.
So then I send out the emails, and now they're like, well, I don't really check my
Now,
emails.
yeah, I know people do not check their
It's
emails.
like,
That's
well,
the
what are you
biggest
guys
thing.
doing? You don't look at the TVs. You
That's
don't
a
look
habit
at the
you got to
emails.
make, especially in today's world. If you end up in any form of office or, like a commercial business, you have to check your email every single morning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a big deal.
More than once a day too.
Yeah.
I have all my emails on my phone, so they just all kind of pop up at once, and I have to have it because that's my communication. That's my form of communication with people.
Yeah.
So
This is 22. I'll be out of service.
So, in wrapping up, it's that favorite time that I enjoy. It's the embarrassing moment.
Oh, God.
time. So
Mike's favorite segment.
My favorite part. We'll start with you, Brooke.
One of my embarrassing moments was while I was playing shortstop in softball, and the only way that I could get the girl out running to second was by sitting on the base because I had dove for the ball. There was no way I was standing up in time, so I just sat down. I got her out though.
That would have been fun to watch.
You got to do what you got to do.
It's like, hey, what
My
the-
dad made fun of me after the game. He was like, "What the heck was that?" And I was like, "Well, that's the only way I can do it."
And Cheeto.
I actually have two. It's more of just every time my voice cracks. I've already had like two this episode, but one of the main ones though, actually, as she was talking about softball. So in baseball, last year, it's kind of an upsetting embarrassment, but it's funny in the long run. So we could have at least won one game that year. We ended up not winning any that year, but we could have at least won one if it wasn't for me. I'm at first. Kid hits the ball way deep in the outfield, so I'm running the second. From what I seen until the sun blocked my view, this kid did not look like that he caught the ball, so I kept running. Turns out he caught the ball, and I didn't tag back at second. I didn't even know, honestly, I didn't even know that was a rule because no one really explained that to me at that time. But the only reason I kept running was because everyone was yelling, "Yeah, go, go!" I'm like, and then I go back home like, what happened? Did we win? and then they're like, no, you just lost us the game. I mean, they weren't upset or anything, but they were like, we told you to go back. I was like, I heard you guys cheering. I don't know who was cheering, but I heard, yeah. I'm like, okay.
Oops. Well, that would be. I would be embarrassed. Yes.
But in the end, we were all happy about it. We were like, we had a good game. That was our best game we had all year. The final score was like 8-9 or something like that. So
That's what matters.
Yeah.
The
Yes,
It's all
experience.
about having fun.
never had another game that close of a score. So
So is that almost like you stole the base then? Because
well, I just took second, but then I never tagged back. So
I gotcha.
I only stole one base the whole year.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank
we
you.
appreciate having
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
Before we roll, I want to say, where we at? March.
You're going to talk about game night with the deputies.
Yeah.
March 1st, everybody, which is Tuesday. Game night with the deputies. We got 2 game nights left, so come on out and hang out with us.
If anybody listening wants to be on the podcast, talk to Deputy Mike or talk to one of your teachers. They can get a hold of him. There's a Google form you can fill out, and there's also a paper form.
I mean, if
that you
anything,
can fill out.
you can contact our instructor, Mr. Duran,
Yeah.
as well.
Or I mean, contact me if anybody knows what I look like.
If anybody actually knows your name.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm on
'cause
every episode.
Well,
so.
true.
We're filling it up for next year. We're filled for this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No,
we're-
we've got, but the show is going to continue over multiple school years. So
Yes.
if you're still going to be at TCTC, then there's still a chance
We're
we could fit you in. But
taking applications for next year. You know, we already got a line for it.
yeah, there's a lot more excitement about this than I thought there'd be when we started.
Only difference is Hayden's gonna be a has-been at that point.
No, he won't be.
Hey, I made
Hey,
the
who knows?
name.
Who knows? You guys might have a future episode where you come back.
That's my crowning achievement is that
you
I
guys
made
are like
the name of the
forcing me into a
podcast.
spoiler alert. We can't go there yet.
Who knows?
All right. Until next time, everybody,
All right.
take care.
Thank you.